If you're building a camper van, then one of the things that's super important is to make sure that all your cabinetry is parallel to the lines of the van, and also that all of the cabinets are square and plumb. Plumb meaning perpendicular to the floor. So over the years, we've tried a lot of different techniques to make sure that we get everything square and plumb. And I did a video a couple of years ago about this, but we've come up with some new techniques to do this, and so I want to share those with you. So if you are building your own camper van, or even if you're considering a builder to build your camper van and want to make sure that they do everything properly and end up with a really high quality finished product, then this video is definitely for you. So the first thing that we do to make sure that all the cabinetry is laid out properly and ends up really square and plumb is to get a center line down the middle of the van. The reason that this is so important is that the van is not straight lines, okay? The van, depending on whether it's a Sprinter, Transit, ProMaster, the walls may taper in the front and the back. They taper as they go up. You really can't measure from the sides. You also have different parts of the metal that bump out a little bit, or you have the slider in the front, so you can't measure things from the walls to get them exactly straight. So that's why it's so important to get a center line. The way that we do it is with a laser. So we just have a 4-way laser that we can set in the van and line up. If you don't have a laser, then you can use just like a chalk line. But these lasers are pretty inexpensive. And I'll put a link to the one that we use in our Google Doc that has all of the products that we use in our van conversions. And a link to that Google Doc is in the description. So there's a couple of things on a Sprinter that you can use to find the center. You can use the trailer hitch, which is way down here and just the center of the trailer hitch. But there's also this little plastic thing in this cover, and that is also right in the center of the van. So we use that in the back. And then in the front, if you lift up the mat, I don't know if you can see it all the way up there, but if you lift up the mat, there's some stamping in the van that comes to a V, to a point, and you can just use that to get it squared up. Also, if you're using a laser, the center of the radio up there on the dash, in the center of the screen, just below it, there's a little silver toggle thing, and the center of that is the center of the van. So you can kind of line your laser up and get it straight, or a chalk line, strike a line. We use the laser, we just put some marks every foot or so all the way down the middle of the van. So then when we're measuring things to make sure, for example, that these lower mechanical boxes are straight, we just measure from the box to the line. So once we got that line, I'm going to turn this laser off so it doesn't keep shining in my face. Once we have the markings down the middle, the next thing we do is we want to make sure that our cabinets are where we want them. So we want to measure from the back and make sure. So for example, this one is 4.5 inches from the back edge of the van, and we want both of them to be in the same spot. And that's super important so that our bed will end up, our rails on our bed will end up going across here and across the front and be perfectly lined up and square. I'll measure from the line to the box, and we push it against the wall, okay? And typically it's going to hit in the back first. So we want to push it until it touches, and then we just measure, and that center line is 18 inches, okay? So now what I want to do is go up to the front of the box, and I want to measure and make sure that that is also to 18 inches. And in this case it is. Now if it wasn't, I would just move it until I get it lined up at 18 inches on both of these. Now what happens is I've got a little space behind here. The top is not touching the wall, and it's not touching the wall back here. It's out just a little bit. I'm going to show you how we attach it and how we make sure to fill that gap to make sure that the cabinet stays square. But that's the first thing that's so important, is to get it lined up, okay? So then I would do the same thing on the other side, and I would measure, and this one is 22.5 to that center line, and then up here it's 22.5. So it's exact, both of them are exactly square. Then what I want to do is I just take a Sharpie and I mark at the bottom, in the back and the front, and then I also do it here to make sure that it doesn't move as I attach it. Okay, so I know exactly, I've got both of them 4.5 inches from the back edge, and I've got both of them the same distance front and back from my center line. So now I know that both of these boxes are parallel to the lines of the van. They're not canted inward or outward at all. Okay, so my distance between the two should now be exactly the same. So I've got 39 3/4 there, and I've got 39 3/4 there. So everything is exactly the same. Then what I want to do is take a really good square and just make sure that everything is sitting square. And that's off a little bit, and that's fine. Okay, now sometimes your floor is not perfectly flat. Sometimes it will bow a little bit in the middle, you know, and so you can't completely go off the floor, but it's kind of good. I like to go from the top and make sure that my cabinet is square. And in this case, it's not quite square, okay? So it's tipped out just a little bit. So I'm going to show you how I adjust for that.
Hey guys, do you enjoy the outdoors but planning meals has got you down? Whether it's space, weight, refrigeration, or prep, healthy, quick, and easy, delicious meals can be a real challenge. More and more people are turning to Thrive Life freeze-dried meals because they're lightweight, need no refrigeration, have no preservatives, and taste amazing. Just add hot water and you've got a meal in less than 10 minutes. With breakfast, lunch, and dinner options, Thrive has got you covered. Check out the link in description for more info.
And I just check that in the back and the front, and it's about the same. It looks like it's canted this way, maybe 1/2 inch, okay? Then I do it on the other side, and that side's actually really good. Okay, maybe it just needs to be pushed back just a little bit, okay? So now what we do is we take our spacers, and we make these wall spacers on a 3D printer, and we sell these on our website, and I'll put a link in the description down below to our store on our website. But what they are is little plastic spacers. We do them different thicknesses. They're 1 inch by 1 inch and 1/4 inch hole, and we do them anywhere from 1/8 of an inch up to 1/2 inch thick. And in our package, I think it supplies 5 or 6 of each size. So what I do is I just figure out what size do I need to put behind this in order to have it sit square. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the mechanical box to a flat part of the metal. So typically on our boxes, they sit higher than the metal. So I can't put in this bar, this horizontal bar, I have to put it into a vertical bar. Okay, so if I was going to connect it to this one, I can kind of feel back there. It's a pretty thin space. So I'm going to try, and I do know that in order to have this thing sit perfectly square, I need to push this back a little bit. Okay, like that. Okay, and when I push it back, I don't have much of a gap. Probably my 1/8 inch one is going to work just fine. So I would put that in there, push it back, okay, and see where, and that one looks pretty good. Now I get a lot of questions from people about attaching these. How do we do that? So I'm going to walk you through that. Another question I get asked is, what about having a thermal break between the metal of the van and the metal of these extruded aluminum cabinets? And by the way, if you're doing your all wood cabinets, it's a very similar way to attach these. And so you can kind of use these same methods, but with wood, you're not going to have that thermal transfer of the metal to the extruded aluminum. Now, here's my feeling on this is, we do create a thermal break with these spacers, but still you've got a bolt going through these into the metal. So the bolt is still going to transfer the cold. And these really don't touch in very many spots. I mean, the box is not touching the metal anywhere. And so the only thing that's going to be touching is that bolt. And so there's really no need to create a thermal break, to do something to create a thermal break, because you're not really touching it. And the amount of hot or cold that's going to transfer through that little bolt is really pretty insignificant. I get another question sometimes about, do you need to ground these boxes? And again, that screw going into the metal is going to ground it to the chassis. So there's really no need to do that either. Now, the way that we attach these is that we use a number 14 flathead screw. So here are some of those screws. And in this van, we're using 3-inch because we've got a 1-inch floor because we've got hydronic heat underneath. And then we've got this 1/4-inch piece. And so in order to go through the sheet metal, we want to use this, and it's going to stick out maybe 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch through the bottom of the van. And then what we do is after we've done all these, we go back and we just use some undercoat spray, Rust-Oleum undercoat spray, and we just spray the ends of all these. These are stainless steel, but also just to cover the hole and make sure there's no rust. So the first thing we do is we drill a 1/4-inch hole wherever we want to put one of these, a screw. And we'll typically put like 3 across the floor and then 2 or 3 across the back, because we're going to anchor it to the wall up high, and then we're going to anchor it to the floor out on the outside. So that's going to be the strongest mounting, is having one attachment up here and another one out here, okay? So wherever we want to put a screw, we'll take this 1/4-inch bit, we'll drill through just the extruded aluminum, okay, right into the center of the groove and all the way through. Then we'll take one of these cone bits, I call them. It's a step bit, and we'll bore it out a little bit so that the head of this flathead screw can fit through it, okay? And the taper in that flathead screw matches up pretty nicely with the inside of the groove of the extruded aluminum. And so then once we've got all that, we can just drill a pilot hole that's smaller than that number 14 screw through the sheet metal of the van, and then we'll just go ahead and screw this down into the van. Now you could use riv nuts, but riv nuts would be really hard to do into the floor of the van. You could also do bolts with nuts on the other end, but a lot of times you're going into things that you can't access because maybe there's a rib underneath the van and it's into the hollow part of that rib, or there's other things in the way. We've checked vans. Every time we get one of our customers' vans comes back, we'll go through and do a tighten down on it. And we've gone back a year or two and checked these, and they're all rock solid. So just screwing into the sheet metal using one of these sheet metal screws works great. So we'll screw those into the floor. That's the first thing we do. That way it's attached and it's not going to move, but we still need to square everything up now. Okay, that ensures that it stays parallel and that the positioning from the wall is where we want it to be. But then we're going to have to make sure it's square. You can see I've set this square here, and it just needs to go back just a hair in order to be square. So when I attach it to the wall, I'll just use a spacer that will allow me to just push it back just a little bit to square it up. And then I'll do the same thing. I'll drill the 1/4-inch hole, then I'll use the step bit, and I'll bore out I'll bore it out so that the head of the screw can fit in, and then I'll do a pilot hole into the sheet metal, and then I'll screw this in. You can also use riv nuts here, but we find the sheet metal screws work great. Really, either option works for that. Now, I do get a question sometimes, what about the hole there? Do you need to spray primer on it? We have not seen an issue with rust when we do holes like this on the inside of the van. And so really that's not too much of a concern. We do use stainless steel screws, screw into that, penetrate the interior walls of the van. And in that case, if you want, you can pull this back out and spray a little bit of primer in there, but shouldn't be an issue with rust. So we like to do these in a couple of spots. Depending, these are fairly long boxes. These are about 70 inches long. And so we did 3 of these across the bottom, and we'll do 3 of them across the back. On a shorter box, you might get away with just doing a couple on the bottom, couple on the top, but obviously the more the better. And then as we move up, you can see there's a lot of cabinetry in this van. We've got this one is for our batteries. We've squared that up with this center line, and then we've got our kitchen galley right here, same thing. We can measure this and make sure that it's the same distance from the center line. So all the way down the van, you can make sure that everything stays nice and parallel, which is super important when you start to finish things, to have everything match up and have tight corners and seams and things like that. Want to make sure that the front of your bed is exactly even, because if you're going to put probably some type of a piece here, we're going to do a bulkhead in this van with a bank of drawers, a solid bulkhead bank of drawers that sits back into here. And so we need to make sure that this is exactly even. And so that's part of what you need to do, is just laying everything out and making sure that it's even in the front and the back, and then parallel to the lines of the van. Now, once we get everything attached to the floor and the walls, and then we put bed rails, we're going to use 15 series extruded aluminum bars going across the bed, and those are going to be bolted to these. Then this entire structure, the galley, the boxes, everything is going to be all bolted together and connected to the van. And so this thing's not going anywhere. You can pull it, tug it, and nothing's moving. Okay, the whole van will shake, but these things don't give at all. So I love this structure of using the extruded aluminum, tying it all together, because it just, not only is it lighter than using all wood, it's easier to work on things. We can work on everything, and then we just attach all the covers in the last 2 or 3 weeks of the van conversion to finish everything off. And this structure kind of acts as a skeleton for the inside of the van. Super strong, super light, and all tied together and all attached to the walls and the floor of the van. Now, I mentioned these spacers. Like I said, we do have these available on our website. We have a few other things, some electrical products. We've also created a van build sequence that we use in our van conversions, that if you're doing your own van, kind of will help you lay out the steps of the order to do things. And then we also have a DIY van build materials list, which lists all the products and materials, a lot of the tools that we use in our van conversions that we've tested and tried out over the years and found the products that we use and love. And so that spreadsheet is available also. Links to all of those resources are down in the description, so be sure to check those out. If you want to see more videos like this, videos about van conversion, van products, tips and tricks, then please consider subscribing to our channel and be sure to smash that like button. And we'll see you in the next video. Jeff with Thrive Vans, Thrive On. See ya.